Right now in the Middle East, there's a noticeable uptick in conversations surrounding a potential new exchange rate for the Iraqi dinar. People on the ground are increasingly talking about the possibility of a rate somewhere around $1.32. While that number is being repeated frequently, it's essential to emphasize that nothing is officially confirmed. No final decisions have been announced, and anyone claiming to know the exact rate or the precise timing is simply speculating. The truth is, no one outside of the key decision-making circles knows for certain. What we do know is that major global financial entities, including the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the Central Bank of Iraq, and the US Treasury, are actively working together. Their collaboration is centered on one primary objective: to restore meaningful purchasing power to the Iraqi dinar. This effort is not just symbolic, it reflects real movement toward economic reform and stabilization within Iraq. The question of when this might all come together remains unanswered. Timing is still the most elusive part of the equation. However, recent developments suggest we're closer than ever. It's no longer just whispers and rumors circulating in forums and chat groups. These discussions are now being supported by formal published articles within Iraq. Government-backed media is starting to reflect the same themes and movements people have been talking about for years. A very noticeable and unusual development in Baghdad recently caught the attention of many observers. The Central Bank of Iraq's headquarters has been fully illuminated for 2 consecutive nights. According to individuals physically present in the area, this is something that has never happened before. Not during national holidays, not even during Ramadan. This highly unusual display may not come with an official explanation yet, but symbolically, it speaks volumes. In many countries, lighting up a government building like this signals an important event, announcement, or transition. Combined with the chatter in the media, the financial meetings happening behind the scenes, and the direct involvement of top international institutions, this lighting display could be signaling a turning point. Beyond these signs, Iraq is making real progress in its internal economic modernization. A recent and significant step forward came in the form of a new electronic payment system launched specifically to pay farmers. Agriculture is one of the foundational pillars of Iraq's economy. Implementing a system that allows for secure, transparent, and efficient digital payments to farmers does more than just help rural communities. It helps eliminate corruption, speeds up financial transactions, and stabilizes one of the country's most essential economic sectors. These types of reforms are exactly what a country needs if it plans to revalue its currency in a way that is not just bold, but also sustainable. It's important to step back and recognize the bigger picture. Iraq isn't just working toward a sudden increase in the value of its currency. It's laying down the infrastructure for long-term economic growth. If Iraq were to simply announce a new rate tomorrow without addressing its systemic challenges, international markets would react swiftly and negatively. The dinar could collapse under its own weight. That's not what's happening. Instead, Iraq is putting the necessary layers in place, reforming banking systems, investing in digital infrastructure, stabilizing the agricultural sector, and encouraging foreign investment. These are deliberate steps designed to support a currency that can stand strong under pressure. Now let's consider what a revaluation to $1.32 might actually mean for everyday holders of Iraqi dinar. If you're holding 1 million dinar and the rate were to rise to $1.32, that holding would suddenly be worth around $1.32 million before taxes and any applicable bank fees. That kind of financial event could be life-changing, but it also brings new responsibilities. Many people focus so much on the moment of exchange that they forget what comes afterward. Taxes will absolutely apply, depending on your country of residence. Bank fees could also reduce your total. Most importantly, you'll need a strategy to manage those funds responsibly. This is not a lottery win. It's a one-time opportunity that requires planning, caution, and professional advice. Too many people imagine the exchange itself as the end goal, when in reality, it's just the beginning. After the exchange, you'll need a clear financial plan. That might include hiring a tax professional, setting up legal structures for protection, paying off debts, investing wisely, and thinking about how to preserve wealth for the long term. These are the kinds of steps that separate people who succeed from those who end up overwhelmed. The illuminated central bank building in Baghdad may also carry symbolic weight. Around the world, governments often light up official buildings to signal transitions, announce new phases, or celebrate significant moments in history. When you pair that with the ongoing financial and economic reforms, the strong media focus, and the increasing involvement of the IMF and other institutions, it seems increasingly likely that Iraq is approaching a major announcement, perhaps even the revaluation itself, or a public step leading directly toward it. Beyond Iraq, the global financial system is beginning to reposition itself in relation to the Middle East. More and more, we're seeing international agencies and major financial players making deals in the region. This isn't random. Large institutions, especially those like the IMF, World Bank, and global investment firms, don't move based on internet rumors. They move when they see real, actionable intelligence and strategic opportunity. And right now, many of them are moving toward Iraq. People often ask why this process is taking so long. The answer is that revaluing a national currency isn't a matter of flipping a switch. It requires meeting strict international standards. Iraq must comply with regulations like FATCA and Basel III. Anti-money laundering laws must be in place and fully enforced. The banking sector must be ready to handle high-volume transactions securely and transparently. And perhaps most importantly, Iraq must be in a position to defend its new exchange rate on the open market, which means having sufficient foreign currency reserves and economic stability to back up the value. Another element that often gets overlooked is security. Iraq has made remarkable progress in terms of internal stability, but more work is needed to ensure that foreign investors feel safe. Without that assurance, investment will always be limited. The Iraqi government is well aware of this, and that's why we're seeing so many meetings with allied countries, including the United States, Gulf states, and European nations. They're working together on long-term security agreements and cooperative economic initiatives. All of this is connected to the bigger financial picture. Let's not forget Iraq's strongest economic asset, oil. Recent deals with countries like China and India, along with European energy markets, have greatly improved Iraq's economic position. Higher oil prices combined with more favorable trade deals mean greater revenue for the government and increased reserves for the central bank. The more reserves a country holds, the more strength it has to support a newly adjusted exchange rate and protect its currency in the global marketplace. If you are serious about participating in this opportunity, preparation is key. Make sure your dinar is in excellent condition. Under newly updated 2025 banking policies, damaged or unverified notes could be rejected outright. You should also ensure that your dinar came from licensed dealers and, if possible, obtain professional verification certificates. Organize your identification documents now to avoid last-minute issues. And just as importantly, begin planning how you'll handle your funds post-exchange. Will you pay off loans? Invest in real estate or securities? Establish legal protection structures? These are crucial questions that must be answered in advance. Don't wait until after the exchange to start thinking about them. Many are also wondering whether banks besides Chase will facilitate dinar exchanges. Early signs suggest that most major U.S. banks, including Wells Fargo, Citibank, and Bank of America, are preparing similar protocols. That means strict documentation will be required, reporting to the IRS will be mandatory, and many banks will enforce limited cash-out policies, with the rest of the funds deposited into verified accounts. If you aren't already a customer of a major bank, now might be the time to start that relationship. In summary, we're seeing a historic convergence of factors. The international community is involved like never before. Iraq is reforming its economy from the inside out. Farmers are being paid through digital systems. The central bank is signaling something unprecedented. Oil exports are booming. Financial laws are being modernized. And perhaps most telling of all, money is flowing into Iraq, not out. So stay informed, stay patient, and most of all, stay prepared. Because this isn't just about catching the right moment. It's about being ready when that moment finally comes. If this update has been helpful to you, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll keep bringing you real-time, reliable information so you're ready to act when opportunity arrives.